Hey everybody, I wanted to upload a video today on working with clear gesso. I hadn't had any experience working with it before, but I recently grabbed this 8-ounce bottle of clear gesso. It's by Liquitex, as you can see. It's pretty widely available. I've seen it at Michael's, Joann's, I believe Hobby Lobby carries it, and of course you can always go online. And it was something I had wanted to try for quite some time because I think it comes in handy, especially with certain kinds of projects that you're doing. And one of them would be when you have certain type of paper where you want the pattern or the color to show through. And what's really neat about this clear gesso is that I noticed that, like the what do you call it? Liquitex's regular white gesso. This one is maybe not quite as gritty as that gesso, but you can definitely feel the tooth of the paper when you put it down. So let me just show you a comparison in this little book I've been working on. This is a Canson watercolor little journal that I picked up. And it's 140-pound watercolor paper, cold press, and it's really good for small sketches. And so here are some of the sketches I was kind of fooling around with, and then today I thought I would try some watercolor markers. I haven't worked with my watercolor markers. I built up a pretty big collection of them last year. And I'm just starting to play with them again because I've been really getting into alcohol markers. So made me want to get back into the watercolor ones too. And you can see here, and this is a page that I did with just the markers and no gesso. And the markers were pretty juicy, but you can see where some of this bleeding happened, and you know, to prevent that in the future, I would just wait longer between different colors and layers to dry. But on this page, I did go ahead and use that clear gesso, and what happened was pretty interesting with the watercolors, which is that it made them pretty permanent almost immediately after I drew them on. So what you're seeing here is a combination of media, but I started with watercolor markers. And yeah, so to compare it to this one, there was no bleeding of any kind. And it even seemed like it made bolder lines. So you know how sometimes, you know, a lot of our products work better on gesso, and so this one has several different layers built on top of it, but like I said, it started with the watercolor markers, and even if I just left it with the watercolor markers, I think it would have looked nice because it was very vibrant, there was no bleeding, and yeah, it just had that really cool effect, and it seemed to dry a lot quicker than when I left it on the plain page like this. So that's just an interesting thing, and I kind of want to make note of this, like write it down somewhere, because this is something that I could see a year from now forgetting because I hadn't used that technique in a while. And then here's another one that I was fooling around with. This is watercolor markers first on the page without anything on it, without any gesso. Then I went over that with the clear gesso. So that's where you can see like where this looks kind of milky, which is an interesting effect. And then out here, it just looks like I moved watercolor brush in the color, and it's sort of faded out, but you can see the brush strokes. So I thought that was a neat effect, and it definitely gave it more of a painted acrylic look, and this doesn't have any acrylic on it, so that's just very interesting to me that all you have to do is add that clear gesso and it'll immediately make stuff look like paint. And just right here where you see these dark marks is actually this calligraphy marker, and I think these have India ink in them, the black India ink. This is a speedball pen. So anyway, I'm just going to do a quick little fun speed paint and draw. First I'm going to start, of course, with the liquid gesso just to give you an idea, and then you can watch as I start to build a mixed media face. Okay, thanks so much for watching.